Hey everybody, I'm here with Joseph Quigley representing Team ETB, who just came off a decisive victory in ICL Week 2, playing
Feeling great.
unexpectedly the Dogs. I have not seen you on this. What's going on here? You're off your favorite bread and butter, but yeah.
Once upon a time, I was a dogs player. I dabbled it in set nine and in set eight. I obviously still love green and blue, but dogs is too good right now. And I saw Sailors run, and I was really inspired by it and him talking about it as a control list. And I'm like, all right, fine, I'll give it a shot. We'll
Now,
we'll do that, and we'll throw a
yeah,
curveball when my opponent queues up to me this week.
yeah. And was Habibi off or something this week?
Yeah, he's busy traveling to Ghent right now,
Yeah,
actually,
that's why
so
you're on the
he couldn't
Dogs.
be here
Okay,
for that spot.
that now the story's all coming together. Awesome. So why Flynn
Had
Rider
to
in
fill
this
it.
list?
That was a last minute call. This is basically very heavily based on Sador's list.
Hmm.
But I decided I want to do some Chromacon still, hoping that they wouldn't expect dogs, they wouldn't necessarily pack item removal, so I could get away with Chromacons more likely. And then when I made that decision, I decided I would slide in a couple of Flynn's as well over the Lady 1-2s that he was running because Flynn interacts well with Chromacon, and I was also increasing on my unink counts. So I just wanted to go down a little bit on uninks and make it run smoother. And Flynn was really good. I was up against Amber Steel this week, so he was really doing a good job of like punching Nalas, punching daisies. He can be pretty nice that way.
Got it. Yeah, and for those who don't know, ETB has won the first two seasons of ICL, and they're off to a strong start here, trying to defend that title for a third time. And how many of your team members are going to Ghent this weekend?
It's just Habibi.
Just
Habibi's
Habibi.
very confident. He's going off with some folks from the old Slab Sharks team.
Gotcha.
We're just holding down the fort over here, cheering for him to go deep and get a win.
Got it. And what is your favorite Disney Lorcana card art? All of
Oh,
Disney
card
Lorcana.
art.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I'll. That's a tough one. I try not to do like an easy answer.
Yeah.
Um, I'll give it to. Uh, I'll give it to set one Aurora Enchanted. I think
Okay.
that one doesn't get enough love. I love
Yeah.
the classic look of that card. It was my favorite cannon from set one. Sorry, Elsa. And yeah, just a very classy look. Like I love that kind of like stained glassy type of thing.
Oh yeah. That was the second Enchanted I pulled in set one.
Oh,
So
nice. Good
big fan of
stuff.
that one. Yeah. Behind the Mickey Sorcerer was in the first pack I opened. So
Nice.
starting off strong, I was like, I like this. Let's keep getting these hits coming. Well,
Oh
Joseph,
yeah.
thanks for coming on and doing an interview. Always good to chat with you, and good luck to ETB to continue your utter domination of the rest of the ICL.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Bye now. Hey everybody, I'm here with another ETB member. We got ETB Kris in the house who was playing Amethyst Steel today, and he's got kind of a Frank Karsten approach with a bunch of different 1 and 2 ofs here, the toolbox style. So I guess why are you bringing this deck? And I see you're including Fire, the Cannons, and Angel. I have not seen that yet. Can you
Yeah.
go ahead and walk me through that?
Yeah, for sure. Yes, I like to play the deck as a toolbox. I think previous sets didn't really allow you to do so as much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's also a bunch of really good new pieces that kind of allow you to switch to your more aggressive or more kind of control-y
Yep.
strategies than there were previously. So obviously they printed Christopher Robin, Pocahontas, Genie, which all help your deck go a lot faster. So against the blue decks, those are great to kind of draw on. And then, yeah, Angel's kind of like a much better sort of control the board sort of tech piece. Tigger is really good against aggro decks, also really good to recycle your own dock to
Yep.
get some more cards with. So they just printed a ton of cards that are just really good on their own, and they all kind of synergize to kind of take you down one or another avenue. Um, Fire the Cannons, I feel like, is just kind of necessary right now with dogs.
Yeah.
Angel's too slow, and even in the purple steel mirror, like my match today, I went hook Cannon's hook to take. I was on the draw to take my purple steel mirror opponent off of being able to strength with cat to kill my cat.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to wait another turn, and then I got to take the strength advantage in the
Yeah.
matchup as well too.
That's always
Tigger can
great.
also kind of do that. Yeah, so I'm playing a bunch of little pieces. that can kind of help in any matchup, and none of them are really horrible on their own. That if you pull it in a different match, it does nothing really. So.
And what is the most impressive Olaf turn you've ever had with this deck?
The most impressive Olaf turn. Oh.
Now I have one that's kind of spawned this question where I was like, oh, I've got him to 0 cards except an Olaf, and then he draws a dock, plays the dock, hits the Olaf, bounces the dock, plays 2 other cards and plays the dock, and I was like, oh,
that's pretty good. I get a lot of turns where like you get to quest the Olaf, get a bunch of lore for free in a board stall, and then eventually you have like an angel or like your own Cheshire Cat or I can't really do Cheshire. You got your own Olaf or your own angel or your fire the cannons, and then you end up shooting your own Olaf to bounce your dock and so on and so forth, and then kind of chain that off. So I haven't had anything that crazy, but there's a lot of very, very good Olaf turns.
Good Olaf turns, nothing insane. Okay. I'll be waiting to hear for an insane one in a later interview at some point. Keep me updated.
I'll pass one along.
All right. What is your favorite Disney Lorcana art of all time?
Favorite Lorcana art of all time is probably the Demona Enchanted.
The Demona Enchanted.
Not just because I play it, but it just looks so ominous and amazing. Like the
eyes
feels
really
good
pop.
playing it. It does, yeah.
Awesome. Well, Chris, great to talk to you as always, and I appreciate you coming out here. And good luck to ETB to keep defending your guys' title. You guys are just killing it here in the ICL. Kind of need someone to step up and just take you guys down, but we'll see if that's possible.
We're enjoying the throne for now. We're gonna try to stay on it this season.
Awesome. Until next time, buddy.
All right. Thanks.
Hey everybody, I got Dave from the Flower Farm here representing us in week 1 of the ICL. Dave, how are you doing today?
Not too bad. Took a loss today, but that's how she goes sometimes.
Yeah, that is how she goes sometimes. But you are bringing one of my favorite decks, Sapphire Steel, and of the Allies variety. So tell me about this deck, why you like it.
Yeah, so this deck goes back to set 10, where I played a ton of this deck. I just think it's got good variety. In set 11, it got a couple new additions, which were welcomed because we've got a couple new allies, of course. Pete being a nice big body that can draw some more cards. Angel can help us against the aggro. So I just think there were two real nice cards to add to the toolbox.
Yeah, it's nice when you can play like good allies and don't have to kind of just throw some in just to make it so the Jasmine works. So it's definitely a welcome addition. And what is your favorite Winter Spell card so far?
Yeah, that's a tough one, actually. I'm gonna go with. I think I'll go with Angel right now because I think it's a card that we haven't really seen this style of card before. And it's got some really nice synergies with Doc and Goliath. And I just think that being able to challenge aggro and kind of put it in its place where, we've had used cards like Spooky Sight or, Under the Sea or whatever in the past. I just think it gets a good, it's a really nice new card to have to watch out for type thing.
Oh yeah, and you don't have to play Fire the Cannon anymore. You got it right at an Inkable.
Right.
Every card's Fire the Cannon.
Absolutely.
All right, so how are you feeling about ICL in general? You excited to be here? What's going through your mind in this week 1?
Yeah, so I mean, we had a pretty rough second one in season 2 there. We didn't make the playoffs, which is ultimately not ideal.
Right.
We've tweaked the roster a little bit. We've got some great players on the roster. A lot of guys who made top 32 in the past 2 DLCs. I think we just got a really strong crew and a nice mature crew who really knows what this means for not just Flower Farm, but what it means for Lorcana in general and what ICL does for Lorcana. So I think it's really, really important that we have a good showing this season. I honestly think we got the players to do so. So tough loss for me today, but hopefully we can finish 2-1 here.
Perfect. well, good luck to you on that, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Izik. So we are hosting another one of our ICL interviews in a box. That's what I'm calling these. We're making sure that you get to hear from everybody in the ICL. And speaking of the ICL, we have Izik, who just finished his matchup. Talk to us a little bit about who you played against and how you did. Talk to us about what you did and how you did in that matchup.
Yeah, so luckily I got on the play into his name was New York Impact. He was playing Purple Steel. So that was nice. However, game one I missed ramp. But I did have 2 1-drops to go, double 1-drop, so I was able to stabilize that game and take that one, which is nice. It's always bad to lose on the play. Game 2 missed the ramp also. Or didn't miss ramp, missed a 1-drop. And he went Christopher Robin into Pocahontas. I had to hypnotic my Tipo just to take out the Pocahontas so she didn't just run away with the game. But ultimately he got that one. And then game 3 was kind of, I just had everything I needed on that one. It wasn't too close on that one.
That Pocahontas, especially if you're running it with that genie, that boost, that combo is really crazy. My goodness.
Yeah, and that is what he got down. And I was just like, okay, I got to take out that Pocahontas or I just lose on the spot.
It is crazy. I gotta mess with that, because everyone just assumes that purple, especially that that variant of purple steels is not. So it's just nuts. So good job with the matchup. So I'm gonna ask you a question. We've been asking all of our players. We got to know. We're 1 week into this format. Talk to me. What is your favorite winter spell card and why?
That is the easiest question. I have been, ever since the reveal, I have been loving Snowfort. As soon as it was revealed, I was like, this card is disgusting. I'm going to build a green-purple deck around this because I felt like that was the best green shell to put it in. And I mean, it went from, I feel like, nobody playing it to now every green-purple deck is playing it, which is great to see. I loved it, and it is just so fun to play. When you get multiple of them out, it just breaks people's brains.
Yeah.
It's so good.
There's something about a Curse Moorfolk with like 2 or 3 attack and like 3 resist that's just insane.
With 2 resist, yeah, you're like, I can't even kill it with 1 person, and I have to discard cards. Like, yeah, it's disgusting.
I will tell you, so I've done 3 of these interviews. JBaum's been doing the rest of them. I will tell you that of the 3 interviews that I've done, everybody's favorite card has been Snowfort. So everyone's looking at that card. Yeah, it's
that's crazy.
And I agree with them. I'm number 4, so I totally agree with that for sure. So talk to me a little bit about some of the decisions that you made. So of course, Winter Spell's here. You could have done anything. You could have done anything with your Blurple deck. But here, this is the deck that you chose. It is behind us here, so everyone can see it. Talk to me about some of like the decisions that you made as you were putting it together. What were you thinking about in terms of why you brought the variation that you brought?
Sure. So ultimately and generally, this is a JDR list. I play JDR decks. Like, that has been since I started. I'm not the biggest deck builder. This set, I just started getting into it with green, purple Snowfort, and I feel like I found some success there. But so the shell is a JDR shell. Some changes I made was to add a couple hypnotics because I don't want to lose to Yago in the mirror. I don't want to lose the mirror at all. So I'm definitely running those. And then the other change was to add the 2 can't hold it backs anymore. And that card is just absolutely broken. It's basically a purple Snowfort, and I love it. It just allows you to blow games wide open. Like in my game 3, I was able to go Genie into Elsa, and then Genie sing Snowfort, sing can't hold it back, and just cleared his whole board. And it was basically over from there.
That's tough. That is so tough. Now, I gotta ask, so, having seen a few of the builds for the ICL, something that I'm noticing in this build, and not that it's wrong or anything like that, but I always like to pick people's brains, and I think especially for players that are watching the ICL, like you mentioned, the Flower Farm, and like that's where you get your inspiration. For a lot of players, they get their inspiration by watching the ICL. So, a lot of our players are opting to play 4 Let It Goes with the 3 Into the Unknowns. So talk to me a little bit about why and maybe this is a question for JDRR, maybe you have your own feelings about it, but why do you think the 2 Let It Goes is the right number of Let It Goes in this build?
I would be on 4. The only reason it's on 2 is because I added the 2 can't hold it backs.
Okay.
There was really not much else to cut. I didn't want to cut them at all. But I was like, yeah, I want to play this card. So
Yeah.
I was like, I guess that's a necessary evil. And I didn't want to go too low on Into the Unknowns because of aggro decks and
Yeah.
like Tianas and things like that. I really wanted to see that. And in general, it feels bad to ink people's characters. And I think you typically use 2 let it goes at the most anyways in a game, and the other ones usually get inked. So since I'm mindful that I know I only have 2, which I didn't see a single one in all 3 games of that game 1, which is a problem when, going down to 2. But yeah, it was really just the lesser of evils, what I needed to do to fit in, can't hold it back.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think I'm more in your camp too, and I think for the same reasons what you're describing. I think inking your opponent, it's a huge liability. Depending on the opponent, like you mentioned dogs. If you give dogs too much ink, even a spooky sight,
Oh yeah.
like a spooky sight could be the end of your game if you spooky sight a dog deck sometimes.
Yeah. It's
So
kind of a death sentence.
yeah,
If you spooky sight them, you're just like, okay, now they just flood the board. And you're like, okay, now I don't have another
yeah.
spooky sight. So
They
that's not going to work.
they start stringing together 5-cost ladies, and then they're just pulling out characters from the discard pile, and it just goes sideways from there. So I kind of see it too. I think it's always interesting, especially at the beginning of a meta, to like really analyze like, hey, so how did this feel? What were some of the reasons why? Because everyone's thinking these are the kinds of thought processes that we're all going through. So I
Yeah, true.
so Izik, I want to say congratulations again on your game. Thanks again for jumping in,
Thank
playing these games. Without players, the ICL does not exist, and the people that are watching at home are not able to learn as much as they can. I think the ICL is a pillar for this game in terms of people understanding it. I want to give you the opportunity now to give any shout outs that you might have. So anybody you want to talk to, any shout outs you got, go for it, my friend.
Just JDRR, of course, and everybody at the Flower Farm that helped me get better. My locals who also helped me get so much better, being able to play them. We have some really good players in Kansas City. Um, Other than that, I started streaming recently, so after work. So if you ever anybody's in the neighborhood, stop by and talk with me, and we can go over decks and anything like that.
I love it. Yeah, check out the stream. Check out Izik stream. Make sure you follow him. And yeah, I think the big theme today in all the interviews is community. The bigger the community is, the more we all learn together. And I've been saying it a few times now. A rising tide lifts all ships. All the ships get to go up. We all get to do better for it. So, and that's all part of being a part of that big community that's helpful to each other. So,
It's
Izik,
true.
thank you.
We definitely have the best community.
Yeah.
And also shout out to you guys, the judges, the casters, everybody at ICL, all the players. Like this, I love doing this every week. It is the best.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I agree with you. Well, friends, another interview in a box for you here at the ICL. Thanks again, Izik, and we will talk to you more in the following weeks. Congratulations again.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
All right, everybody, I'm here with TurtleMike representing Friendly Neighborhood, and he had a very close win on, I believe, turn 2 of time in this week of the ICL, but taking it there with Blurple. TurtleMike, glad to have you here. So why Blurple, and what makes your deck special here? I see you got a couple tech cards more than usual. You got Magical Maneuvers, Ink Runner, Wasabi. Could you go ahead and walk me through the decision making on bringing those in the deck? Oh, and Scuttle as well.
Yeah. So hello everyone. I'm TurtleMike from Friendly Neighborhood. Our team is based in Toronto area of Canada.
Oh.
First, I wanted to give shout out to my teammates Teddy Westside and Amir LS, who actually helped me to cook this deck. So originally I started on Purple Steel, but because we already have a teammate on Purple Steel, I wanted to switch on Blurple because especially with a new set, with the new Let It Go, I was feeling like Blurple had much more tech cards, such as Tigger and Scuttle. Tigger is mainly used to counter dogs that now got a Willow, 2-drop uninkable.
Yep.
And also stop Purple Steel from singing for 4, especially bouncing Calhoun's, which can actually break their hands. For tech cards. It's just basic Iagos that help, especially killing enemy genies, especially if you go on play. Hypnotic Strengths are used for basically mirror matchup. If they play an Iago, it's just a cheap way to banish the Iago, or or also if they start questing with their genies to unexpectedly kill them with your genie and also to help you with drawing.
Yep.
Magical Maneuvers, most of the time is used to just bounce some kind of exerting, either Demona if I need a card draw, or just return another character to also banish the same Iago, or especially the Cobras that really help purple steals and trading.
Oh, definitely.
And yeah, I had to go down into Unknown, Let It Go, and Wood Guide Chuckbook to fit in the Scuttles. Scuttles is just a really good card, especially versus basically any targeting deck, blue steel, just any songs, especially even Blurple. And it just helps with a lot of like really nice trades and doesn't allow the opponent to either Hades it or snipe it or return it with Elsa. So all they can do is either Demona it or I would have to exert it myself.
Exactly.
And still the same one Wasabi just in case if there's any green decks with Snow Forts or yellow-purple with Lanterns.
Yep.
Just to snipe those sneaky items, and the rest is just staple Genies, Dumbos, Cheshires, Demonas,
the usual suspects, of course.
Yes.
Okay, before we get out of here, I want to know, what is your favorite card art in all of Disney Lorcana?
So it's actually the Tigger, I believe from Azurite Seas. It's the same one that I have the playmat from.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's the 0/4, I believe, evasive. 3-cost inkable, and he gets +1 this turn for each action I play, I believe.
Yeah, I actually haven't heard that one, so I love hearing all the different cards. No one's repeated, but that one's really interesting to me because that's just not one I typically think of. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, now they have the new Tigger, so I'm trying to get some epic copies.
Yep. Well, guys, this has been TurtleMike with the Friendly Neighborhood. Good luck to you and the rest of the ICL.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody, I'm here with Phantom representing the Inknights, who came out with a big win in ICL Week 2 with kind of an underrepresented deck, Emerald Steel. And so let's talk into it. I just want to know about this brew. Tell me about it and cook it up. There's so many cards I don't typically see play. So kind of what's the strategy here, and how did you make this like successful build?
So the strategy of Emerald Steel as of right now, in my opinion, is just deal with problem. It's very reactionary. It's very, if you turn something sideways, I'm getting rid of it. Like, I'm going to banish it. I'm going to give it reckless. I'm going to make you hit me. I'm definitely going to hit you. And I just always make it to where if you have a threat on board, I have something that can help potentially answer it that same turn.
Got it. And I see you're a big fan of the Pluto in here with 3. You got some item removal. And then one of my favorite cards that I haven't seen played too much is that Stitch, that when you take out a character, you get to draw a card and Gang of Lore. How has he been working in this deck?
If you go against dogs, he's a lifesaver. You're just constantly gaining advantage and gaining lore. Just by challenging, and then if he's at Snow Fort, he's hitting even harder and can take even more hits, allowing you to draw more cards. I love it so much.
Got it. And I haven't seen a lot of Luis in this format. How has he been impacting the games?
So he's one of those cards, in my opinion, that's amazing on the turn you get him and anytime later. Just because he can stop that Willow from being able to stay ready the entire time, or it can force their Infernal Schemer Hades to stop questing and actually force a challenge, allowing me to get rid of it later.
Got it.
I love the card.
Yeah. Awesome. And before we get out of here, what is your favorite card art in all of Disney Lorcana?
Of all time or right now?
All time.
Favorite card art? Oh, man. I think it would be the Scar Finally King Enchanted. That art is beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I love that card.
Yeah, every once in a while there's one of those enchanteds that just like pop for everybody, and so
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I love that. And then the Scar in this deck. Speaking of Scar, how has he performed? Because that's not a card I typically see, but I've seen him a couple times in the ICL, and he has dominated the games that I've watched in the ICL.
Him just being a draw engine and having Ward, I kind of looked at that. I'm like, that sounds kind of like Prince John. So I'm gonna try it out, and he's done amazing.
Yeah.
Especially paired with my characters that give Reckless, it allows to finish something off and draw more cards.
Yeah.
So he just does so much for the deck and helps it go.
Awesome. Well, this has been Phantom, and we hope to see you continue to do well with these innovative decks in the ICL. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yep. Hey, everybody. I'm here with VuDude playing for Inknights here in ICL Week 2, who brought a Ruby Amethyst deck to fight and paired into the dogs. Unfortunately, in Game 1 and 3, he really didn't see the Horseman, which is kind of the whole reason you bring this deck to fight dogs. So it didn't go his way today, but can you go ahead and tell us about your Ruby Amethyst list and kind of some of the choices here? Because I like the Maleficent. I think it's a really unique card, and we saw it pay off there in Game 2. So why include the Maleficent? How's it been working for you?
So one of the main things I saw when I was looking at other red purple lists is in red and in purple there's not a lot of item removal, or at least not a lot that is being used. So I like the Maleficent one because it can balance the cost or lower anything. I can balance Chromicons before swinging or before doing the headless. So if I have a wide enough board, it is a way to deal with Chromicon, though I don't think my opponent was on Chromicons at all.
Yeah, didn't seem like it, no.
It also pairs well with the Yzma because I can just quest, discard, exert to draw.
Oh, yeah.
And then another thing I was messing around with, which I didn't really get to do much except for like one time in the match, is the cat. Cheshire Cat and Genie are also 3-cost characters with boost effects that I can bounce.
Oh yeah.
So something I could do is I can boost a cat to remove something, quest for 1 or quest for 2, discard 1 card to like bounce back the cat or to bounce one of their things. So I'm like removing 2 things in 1 turn without actually having a challenge.
Got it. Well, great. How have you been enjoying your time in the ICL so far, and what do you want to get out of the ICL this season?
I'm enjoying it, and most of the time, what I'm wanting to get out of the ICL is, I guess, the experience of playing against other more well-experienced players.
Oh yeah.
So
You'll definitely
I'm taking the opportunity to test out decks that I may or may not usually play. So like playing, I'm not really a red purple player, and this is an idea that's like not really explored as much from what I've seen. Like I haven't seen many other people play Maleficent.
Yep. Yeah, either have I.
So,
that's why I wanted to touch on that. So yeah. Awesome.
So I was wanting. I am I am taking the ICL as an opportunity to try out things, and hopefully someone will see the idea. Someone who's better at deck building than I am will see the idea and like do something with it.
Yeah.
And so if later down the line I see like a red purple Maleficent build win a CCQ, I'll be like, you know what? I did that.
Yeah. Always love that. And before we get out of here, could you tell me your favorite card art in all of Disney Lorcana?
My favorite card art in all of Disney Lorcana. Recently, like of core, I'm really liking the enchanted Mulan of this set.
Okay. Yeah.
And then my favorite card is the 7-cost Inkable Shift Ursula from set 4.
Gotcha. Okay.
The one that prevents singing.
Yeah. Big fan of her. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, VuDude, thank you for coming out and doing one of these interviews and repping Inknights, and I wish you the best of luck in the future in ICL.
All right, thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Amity of the Lucky Dimes, who is representing a new team in the ICL. Could you go ahead and tell me about the Lucky Dimes, where you guys are from, and how the team came together?
Yeah, so we're actually split a little bit in where we're located. Most of the team is located in the Oklahoma City and Alma area, and there's 2 of us that are located outside of that area. I'm located in Detroit, Michigan. The team existed probably, I want to say, about 6 months before I joined, which I joined right before Richmond. So I've been with the team now for probably about 2 or 3 months.
Awesome.
And yeah.
Yeah, well, very glad to have you guys in the team. And Lucky Dime, actually, a lot of people don't know this, one of my favorite cards. So big fan of your guys' team name. And let's just get into talk about this Wisdom of the Willow Steel Song deck. What's kind of the background around this? I typically haven't seen a lot of Wisdom of the Willow used, so how are you liking this Steel Song style deck in this Winter Spell meta?
I'm still kind of working around it and testing it out. It actually started with using Braden's list from the Ink event, and he had talked about having issues with Blurple and card draw. And so I was trying to find, some answers to that. I was like, okay, so if Blurple is a problem and card draw is a problem, how can I get around that?
Yep.
Well, in his list, he was running just the 1-cost Rhino and Shift Rhino. So that was his only 1 drop, was the 1-cost Rhino. I was like, well, that's just going to get, into the unknowns or let it go. And then you're losing 2 cards at the cost of their 1 removal. So I want to go wider and want to have more characters on board. And initially I was trying to use Ohana. And so I had tried out Pluto and alongside the Chief Powton. And the problem was then it was requiring me to have off turns where I was trying to challenge, to have damage, and that didn't seem ideal. And then I came across the idea, I was like, well, I'm getting such these wide boards, why don't I use Wisdom of the Willow? And then what you do is you kind of quest with the non-singers, and your goal is to kind of dig for songs. And quite often that's what happens, is you'll end up digging. I'll have turns where I'm drawing 5 or 6 cards, and I'll have 1 or 2 singers that are still available. Then you use those to sing, your strength that you just drew, or the other Thunderbolt.
And then protecting your guys, basically, yeah.
Yeah, and you can end up doing some crazy stuff. Or if you've got Angels out, even if you don't draw songs, you're drawing,
Fire the Cannon.
Discard fodder. Yeah, you're drawing Fire the Cannons, essentially.
Yeah.
So, especially if you do have multiple Angels out. And that's essentially how the deck can kind of snowball, especially against something like, Blurple, because you get this wide board, so they already struggle with that. And then you're able to ping off their early stuff if you do it right.
Got it.
And you don't have to necessarily quest early. You can just go wide, and then, especially if you're holding the Wisdom, or you don't necessarily want to hold it in your mulligan, but you can. You go wide, and if you know you're going to be low on cards or you're dumping your whole hand, then you save the Wisdom, and then you quest all at once, you refill, and there you go.
Perfect, yeah. Oh man, that sounds like fun. I kind of want to make this one and test that out, because I love drawing a lot of cards.
Yeah, there's been plenty of times where I've been at least 10 or 15 cards deeper than my opponent, which is not something that's common for Amber Steel.
Yeah. And then my last question for you, a bit of a fun one. What's your favorite card art in all of Disney Lorcana?
Oh, card art. Ooh, that's that's kind of hard. I would probably
first one to pop in your mind.
It's got to be maybe the Bell from set 1.
Okay.
The legendary.
Yeah. The Strange but Special.
But Strange but Special, yeah. But I'm right there along with you though for favorite card. It's probably Lucky Dime, and I've even got a physical Lucky Dime.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's one I wish it should have been enchanted. It's just like it's right in the story of the dime. Like it should be the most expensive card. Like, I wish it was an iconic too now.
Yeah, well, hopefully it never gets reprinted. I doubt they'll ever do a reprint iconic, but maybe.
Yeah, probably not. But I lived a dream. But best of luck to you and the Lucky Dimes in this season, and we're glad to have you out here. And
yeah.
Until next time, guys, this is Amity of the Lucky Dimes. Bye now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I'm here with Thomas of the Lords of Lore, who is a new team this season in ICL. Their match actually got postponed due to weather from their opponent, Team Lux. And so, Thomas, instead of talking about your deck, let's talk about your team and introduce yourself to the community here and the ICL.
Yeah. Hello. I'm Thomas. So I'm part of Lords of Lore. We're Chicago-based. Not like a huge name in the scene. I'd say I'm a pretty okay player.
Hey, you won the WCC 10K triple deck tournament. So the first ever triple deck winner, which is that's not nothing.
No one can take that from me. That's true. Yeah. That was a good tournament. Yeah. We're Chicago-based. We're excited to be a part of this. Honestly, it's gonna be great. We're hoping to show out.
As a Chicago native myself, I was very excited to see you guys on there because if you're from Chicago, you know about the Lords of Lore. They come out everywhere. They support everything. They support everyone, and they're just like kind of the pillar of the Lorcana scene in the Chicagoland area, I'd say. And just a great bunch of people, and very, very on the up and up, highly respected in the community. So very excited to see what you guys do in this tournament. And more importantly, what's your favorite winter spell card so far?
I'm kind of liking Moana right now. Moana's pretty good.
Which Moana, to be specific?
The one additional ink from discard.
Yes.
That card's pretty good. If I had to choose like a more spicy card, I don't know.
Or what about just a card you like the art on? It doesn't always have to be.
I really like. I actually have it right here. Hold on, I pulled it. The Raging Storm Enchanted.
Oh yeah. You dropping that heat.
Beautiful card.
That is a good looking card.
Fair.
And I like my control, so I like that card.
Hey, V-Prep. V-Prep is a good card.
It's a little worse than V-Prep because you got to play Amber, but
just a little bit.
Yeah. All right, Thomas. Well, hopefully you guys can get your match next week and you can get some wins. Excited to have the Lords of Lore representing Chicago in a big way here, and good luck to you.
Thank you. Thanks for the interview.
Hey everybody, we're here where Josh Satterfield just took a decisive victory in round 2 of week 2 of the ICL, playing for the Lorcana Loungers on Blorple Toolbox. Now Josh, I know you pretty well, and you've been a big Blorple fan for a couple sets, so no surprise here that you're still playing Blorple. So let's jump into some of your choices here on the deck. I see you're still playing Bell. Tell me about that inclusion and why we're on Bell, your Yagos, and one Sven, I think are the big changes we typically don't always see.
Yeah, so I guess the Bell right now is kind of a concession to these more aggressive-based purple steel decks that we're seeing. A lot of these decks are kind of built upon, dumping their hand and playing a Yzma, or like some of them are still falling behind and still playing some Dumbos. And so just being able to have that like toolbox card to snipe down the Yzma, snipe down the Dumbos, take out the Angels, it just has a lot of like one-of random scenarios where the card can be really powerful. And when I'm playing a deck like Blurple, it's kind of same way I would build my blue-red decks back in the days, where I like having a lot of like 1 and 2 of toolbox cards of like the non-core evasive package, because it allows you to kind of ink the ones that aren't relevant in matches, and then also like have the ability to have these one-of tech cards that can blow out some matches. In addition to that, you bell somebody once, they're going to be playing around the second bell, whether you have it or not. So it also has like a little bit of value there. I would say for the Sven, it's kind of, moving into the Dogs matchup. We saw Dogs very popular in Ink. Shout out to Sailor, amazing player who ended up taking the event down. And so just wanting to have a little bit of concession to that match. This past weekend at Ink, I decided to play Wasabis in that spot, but as the dogs lists are moving more towards a bunch of the Under the Seas and less Chromacons, didn't really felt like I needed room for the Wasabis. And then Diago is just trying to help me break through the purple mirror match because it's really not that good in any of the other matches.
It is not. It's okay in purple steel, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you can jam it, and if they have it, you automatically lose. So like you don't always want to jam. You don't want to jam it in every situation.
Yeah.
But there definitely are some hands where it's like I'm so far behind, I need to just play it. And then if they have it, I'm even more far behind, whatever. But if I'm not, I can actually like flip the game back around.
Got it. Okay. And tell me your favorite card art in all of Disney Lorcana.
I would say my favorite card art is Hiram Flaversham.
Ooh.
One, because I like the little dude that's doing a dance around.
Yeah.
And then two, because one of my good friends, Braden, he has a cube that you can like get foil cards, sign them, and put in the cube. And so I gave him one of my foil Hirams, and I learned that Hiram's kind of doing the 6-7 in the card art. So I wrote like 6-7 in big letters on the card and gave it to him. So that was kind of fun card art that I enjoyed for sure.
Awesome. Well, Josh, thanks, and keep up the good work, and hopefully the Loungers can keep taking some matches here.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, everybody. I'm here with Lizardkitty, who's representing the Lorcana Loungers, who just came off a big win in round 2 of this week 1 here at ICL. Lizardkitty, what is your favorite Winter Spell card so far?
I have definitely been having a lot of fun with the Amethyst Genie 3.
Okay.
The magical researcher. He is all gas, no brakes. Like, you can play him, you can quest him, you can pop him with a Pocahontas, you can get him in the late game and kind of keep boosting him. There's a lot of versatility to kind of help against Sapphire decks.
Yeah, and he's definitely one of those scary cards in the mirror match too when you're doing like a lot of those standoffs where he can kind of just get so overwhelming and waste like precious removal that should be going to more like scary targets like the Yzma or your draw stuff because he's just threatening so much lore, especially with Pocahontas.
Yeah, it's super intimidating because a lot of times when you're playing Amethyst Steel, you want to be able to kind of 1, 2, 3... either play a 3+1 or a 3 with a boost or a 4 and kind of banish your opponent's 3-drop. So let's say my 3-drop is a Cheshire Cat or a Cobra. Likely the removal gets used on that. So if you kind of wait to play the Magical Researcher, then it's harder for them to deal with without kind of using Elsa or against Sapphire Amethyst, using a ramp of some sort with a Hades or a Let It Go or an Into the Unknown, which has its own perks because then you get multiple cards in your Inkwell.
Yeah. And so I've known you've been a big dogs player. I know you were Amethyst Steel before, but why Amethyst Steel today over the dogs?
I think into a blind field, Amethyst Steel has a bit more of like a stable spread where you're not perfect into anything, but you have game into everything. Yeah. Where while I love dogs and I think that they're super high rolly and super fun, there are certain matchups where if you see it and you kind of like don't get the right cards, you can kind of flounder a little bit. And so with what the rest of my team was playing, we decided that playing a mid-range deck was kind of going to help give us our best opportunities for the first set of games.
Perfect. Well, thank you for taking the time and doing this interview, and good luck next week, and hopefully the Loungers can keep crushing as they always do.
Thanks so much, JBaum, for the time.
Yep. Bye now.
All right, and welcome back. We're calling these ICL interviews in a box. We are interviewing our last friend, Kahotic, who is playing for, which team are you playing for again?
Loungers.
The Loungers, which, by the way, I finally got my invite to the Loungers. I love the community. They're a great community. Thank you. Sure. I appreciate that. Yeah, it took a lot of work, but we figured it out. So first thing I want to ask you, we're asking all of our players. I want to know, we're in a brand new format, a brand new set. Talk to me about what is your favorite card from the new set, Winter Spell?
I think the favorite card is Nani. I've been a dot believer since it first released, so the fact that I can have a body and it can find dot for me and it can sing strength is just like everything I would want in a card. So
It's been so good. I've been playing dogs, and Nani is so good in that as well. It's crazy how good that is.
Yeah.
And what I really appreciate is that you practice what you preach, Kahotic, because we see it here in this deck list. So I gotta ask, you are playing Amber Steel, and at the beginning of last set, I mean, it was kind of a big deal. It even won a CCQ for Sky. So like this color pairing was good, and then people kind of decided that Dogs was the better aggro deck, I guess we could say. So talk to me about why you chose Amber Steel for tonight's matchup in the ICL.
Honestly, I'm too stupid to play Dogs, and I wanted to play an aggro deck that could have removal, not just Under the Sea. So that's why I play Amber Steel. I can't put down my strengths and my cannons and my dots, and if I have to look at a board state one more time and try and calculate how much I need to dig with my Tramp 7, and it's just not. I'm good. I'll just play my aggro cards and not think. That's why I played Amber Steel.
It's you say that, but I think there is I think there are still some very important decisions that you got to make. I agree with you. It's like less math, and it's more like, right. Hey, am I gonna lose now, or am I gonna win now? Yeah. So I agree with you. It's a little different. But thanks for walking through that. And I think that's an interesting point too, because a lot of players, especially ones that maybe have never been to a major tournament, they look at deck lists. They look at the ICL for deck lists. They'll look at and they'll see, oh well, look, the Dogs converted, so it must be the best deck. But I think you're talking to a really important point, and that is you got to play a deck that really suits to your style, and that ultimately is going to decide how it goes. So speaking of your style, and speaking of Winter Spell. We're seeing a lot of cool Winter Spell cards here. Talk to me about some of the decisions that you made when you were putting this deck together, and how did they pan out during your matchup here at the ICL?
Okay, yeah, actually, that's a good question, because the deck that I wanted to submit, I didn't open enough Angels to play it. So we went with more aggro because of the CCQ, or I don't know, it was a tournament in Europe. And, this was a first place deck, and the Europeans are normally smarter than the Americans, so I was like, I'm gonna steal that deck for this tournament, and we put me last, hoping that I'd be on the play at worst case, and then best case I'd be on the draw, and we'd already be 2-0. So and what happened was I actually paired into blue-yellow, and I just turned my cards sideways for the most part, and was able to either Modely in time, or have them just not draw the inkables that they needed to clear in time. So probably one of the best matchups that you can have with this aggro Amber Steel, as long as you play around the spookies and the new board wipe. But so can't complain with tonight. Went my way, but yeah, it's a fun deck, and looking forward to seeing if there's any way to make it slightly more mid-range to help combat the dog problem, because I think this deck would be a little weaker into dogs, but if you are able to get some angels in there, it should help out a little bit.
Yeah, certainly. Now, you mentioned Spooky Site. Remind the viewers again which matchup it was that you played into. Just a quick reminder.
Amber Sapphire. I might have said a different one, but it was Amber Sapphire, blue-yellow.
Blue-yellow.
However people are calling it. Is it Blello or is it yellow? No,
I've heard
Blello.
I've heard Blamber too. Blamber and Blello are the two. That's the two that I've heard. I don't know if I like either of them. I think they're both terrible, but that's where we're at with that, I guess.
Why are we combining blue and amber if it's sapphire? So it should be Samber, or anyway. This is an important conversation right now.
This is what we should be talking about for sure. Actually, I do have a question for you about. So I want to talk to you about specifically the Lilo, the bundled up Lilo, and the Chief that you have in the deck. Mm-hmm. Obviously, people are wanting to know. These are new inclusions from Winter Spell. How did they perform for you? Did they overperform? Did they underperform? How'd you feel about both Lilo and the Chief in this deck?
Yeah, actually, when the set came out, I was really interested to see how Lilo would perform compared to Nani, or not Nani, Nala. Sorry, the other 2-cost uninkable, the 0/2 with resist 1, that costs for 3 when it doesn't have damage. I think Lilo has overperformed when you compare it to Nala. There are a lot of board states where you're able to get them on just like one character, whether it's via strength or cannons, and you can just freely quest that Lilo forever, as long as you keep clearing like the one threat that they play, especially in the early game. So that's been huge. And then having Tiana still in the deck, Tiana works best with bodyguards. So the other options, either set 9, I think, was like Pluto, if you were going to play some Plutos. So, I mean, it can't challenge, which is a little unfortunate for the Chief, but it keeps the 5 strength, and 5 is a really big like pressure point for the meta. So it's really hard to overcome with just like one character. And if you're forcing people to 2-for-1 into a bodyguard, they're not able to cleanly, keep up with your pressure. So
that's fair. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, a 5/5, and you're right. Like, granted, it can't attack or can't challenge rather. But I mean, yeah, if you think about you're protecting a Tiana, you've got Lilos that quest for 2. You're just going so fast. You're playing ladies. You know what? I go ahead and leave that Chief untouched, because I'm just gonna win the game in like 3 turns. So yeah. That's a very fair point. Yeah, it's like either you lose your board dealing with me, or I win, and either way, it's not good for you. So. Awesome, yeah. Awesome. All right, so thank you for thanks for playing the games that you played. I think it's a great service to people that are learning the game. They get to see these games at a high level. They get to see these deck lists. The more information we get out there, the better it is for everybody. So I got to say thank you for taking part in the ICL, for playing these matches. I want to give you the chance now to just maybe thank anybody who you want to thank, or give any shout outs that you may want to have to those that you want to share those for.
Oh, I mean, most of the shout outs should obviously go to the people who put this on, like yourself, the judges, the commentators, like everyone in the ICL who make this a possibility, and then the viewers, really, the people who care enough to watch like the content. I mean, without people to watch, why are we even doing it? So that's it. I'm just glad that enough people care enough to set aside time to do a hobby, and it's important to them, and it makes the community better. So just shout out to really everyone.
Yeah, they're all pretty rad, I will say. With that said, Kahotic, thank you so much for sharing the list with me, for talking with me, hanging out with me for just a little bit. I cannot wait to see what the Loungers do for the rest of the season. It's just starting. It's just heating up here at the ICL as we will continue the season, and we'll see what goes on. So, friends, until next time, we will see you on the other side. All right, and congratulations, Amity Day. First of all, correct me on my pronunciation. Is it Amity Day?
That's perfect. Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, good. I'm glad to be right every once in a while. Welcome to our ICL interview station. It's like a little station area that we've got going on with these interviews. So, Amity Day, first of all, congratulations on your victory. You went 2-0 in your match against who was your matchup against?
Nashkana.
Nashkana. Okay, very cool. So, as you can see, Blurple, people are talking about it, of course. It's one of the pillars of this set as well, especially with a card returning like a Let It Go. So, before we jump into your deck, I got to ask you the question. I want to know, what is your favorite card from Winterspell?
That'd be Snowfort.
Which one?
Snowfort.
Oh, Snowfort. Okay, yeah, very cool. All right, why is it your favorite? Why is it your favorite card?
It's like Hidden Cove, but it gets better with every extra Snowfort you make, and then you can do memes like Obi-Wan Kenobi has the high ground, because that's the ability text, and you can build a Fortress of Solitude, and it just does a lot of work. It's a really obnoxious card to play against and to play with, and it's just a lot of fun to try to break the card.
You thought Chromacon was bad, and now we got Snowfort. Snowfort's looking pretty scary. So I agree with you. I think that's a really cool one. So you went into round 1. You decided to play Blurple. We see your deck here on screen. So just talk to me a little bit about how that matchup went. Maybe why you chose what went into some of the decisions that you kind of decided on with this deck, and how it did for you.
Yeah, so I mean, this was week 1 of the ICL, so we weren't really sure exactly what people were playing, what people were gravitating towards. So we kind of just picked the consensus most solid deck kind of in a blind matchup. So we just started with kind of a stock list of purple. Added a few concessions to just deal with some of the aggro decks like dogs and some of the more aggressive Amethyst Steel decks. And that's kind of what we ran into, was a pretty, I think, similar Amethyst Steel deck to the one that won the CCQ in Leicester. And, you know, the deck just did what it did and curved out, played some Genies, played some Chester Cats, played some Elsas, played a Demona, and then played another Demona, and then played another Demona.
You gotta love it. You gotta love Demonas in chains. That's always great. Now, I see in your deck list you've got Tigger in there, of course, one of the new inclusions from Winterspell. Did you get a chance to use it in these games at all? Did that come up at all for you?
I think it's one of those cards that when it shows up on turn 3, it's a really nice tempo boost, but when you get it later, it just goes almost always into the inkwell.
Yeah, it's tough. You're right though. I think like having practice with it, especially into aggro decks. You know, I'd be worried about dogs, for example. It's a great tool for that. Kind of slow them down one turn, which could be enough to deal with that. So that's a good one. And Wasabi as well. I saw Wasabi's in there. What are you targeting with Wasabi?
It's actually really good in the current meta. Obviously, the Chromacon in the dogs decks, that's one of their avenues to try to beat you in a longer game. The lanterns in the Amber Amethyst decks, because they want to ramp at the same time as you, but that can really just kind of set them back entirely. And then the Amber Sapphire decks with the Black Cauldron, that's another kind of problem item card that you can just kind of snipe, and usually they're only playing one, so if you hold it for long enough, you can keep them off of their long game value. And then obviously Snowfort, because Snowfort's an obnoxious card.
Yeah, just like we said, you're like, hey, you're not doing that to me. I'm gonna get that thing off the board for sure. Well, LorcanaDuck on Naughty Day, thank you so much. First of all, for playing in the ICL, for being a part of this. You know, oftentimes we hear thanks to everybody outside of that, but we gotta thank the players, man. The players coming in here and really putting on the clinics that they do and teaching everybody. This is how the community gets better, by having moments like this to showcase. So thank you for playing, and thank you for taking the moment to share. Is there anybody that you want to shout out? Any shout outs? Anybody that you want to thank for any of the stuff that you had to do as you were coming in here today?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to the Loungers. You know, they've always been really supportive of me and giving me the opportunity to play. I'm really excited to be on the team this year, or this season. And then my team back at home, Red Saber Games, is the local card shop that I play at, and they support me throughout the local tournaments and stuff.
Great. A shout out to them. Shout out to all of them. And we cannot do this without them. And yeah, thank you so much. So this is your ICL interview in a box, as I like to call these. And LorcanaDuck, congratulations. Good job for your team, and let's hope your team can carry the rest of the way through with their victories as well.
Hey everybody, I'm here with QuestWithCole of Team Luxury, who just came off an impressive win in the ICL with one of the craziest decks I've seen this set, so I really just want to get straight into talking about it. Tell me about this deck, what is it, and how did you manage to make Lonely Grave work?
Okay, so I cannot take credit for this deck. First of all, shout out to Terrace Black. I believe he's with Team NVR Shift. He first kind of debuted a version of this deck. I think he had a little bit different counts on a couple of the characters. Maybe he was running like the Cusco 2-drop as well, and in his list definitely was running more Headless Horseman. I'm only running like 2, but basically the idea is to just like draw cards, like with the Diablo 1-drop, with Library, with Chini 4-drop. Just draw cards as much as you can with the guidebook item, and then ramp up until you get to a good ink state, and then drop down Ralph and drop down Lonely Graves, or maybe drop the Lonely Graves a little bit earlier if you know that they don't have item removal, so they can just sit out there and you can start profiting with them earlier, and then just wipe the board, and then kind of just rebuild state and keep drawing cards and keep just kind of control the board. But the kind of cool thing is it's not like it's a control late game deck. Like you also have those 2 Quester Diablos, and you can just kind of start spamming the board early too, and just start questing away, and it can become more of a mid-rangey deck. Maybe not aggro, but like you can keep up at least.
Yeah. What's the craziest like turn you've pulled off with like the Lonely Grave and Cheshire Cat combo? Have you gone like 2 or 3 times with that?
Yeah, well, I think one of the craziest things that even the last game that we just played to was I dropped Sven down and was gonna take out his Demona, but he had a Snow Fort down. But then I was able to pump the Sven with the medallion weights, move him into library, and then like take out the Demona cleanly and draw a card off it. It was just like that. He was like, "Oh, you're kidding me." He's like, "I thought there was no way you could take that card out."
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
But then even like I think it's like the sneakiest thing you can do with the Ralph is kind of like we were talking about before we started recording here, was to drop that Ralph and be able to boost him up with not only like his own boost mechanic, but with things like the Lumiere 2-drop, with things like the medallion weights, because it affects his stats permanently. It's not a challenger effect, it's a +2 attack. So that gives him that stat buff that then you might not even want to challenge with him. You might just need that extra 2 attack as he comes in, and you have 2 ink left. So instead of just boosting him for 1, you could pay 2 and boost him for 2 instead, essentially.
Yeah.
And then pop him with the Lonely Grave.
Yeah, I think my favorite part about Ralph is like the fact that he quests for 3, so it kind of puts your opponent in like a weird situation where they have to put out characters to like answer it, but they also don't want to put too much out because then they just get nuked by it. So it's just kind of a really intriguing card design, and I'm really glad to see like something like this, because it's just it allows for like these unique situations. And getting close to my time here, so before we get out of here, what's your favorite card art in all of Disney Lorcana?
Oof, that's a tough question.
It is a tough
all
one.
of Disney Lorcana, I'm gonna have to go with my OG Nicholas Cole, Mickey Mouse, Brave Little Tailor.
Okay.
My name is Cole with a K. His name is Nicholas Cole, last name with a K. And at Gen Con, I met him, and he signed the 4 pieces of the art cart like at the launch of the game, and he did his signature as like a puzzle piece in the center, like the N and the K. So it's like I think I have a 1-of-1 signature piece from Nicholas Cole on the puzzle pieces. That's really cool. So it's like a puzzle autograph on the puzzle.
That's amazing.
I love it. So it ties in that character fully.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Cole, and good luck next week, and hopefully Luxury can keep it going. Bye now.
And welcome back to ICL Interviews in a Box, as I like to call these things. Lots of fun. And we have Vince, member of the MadHatters. Congratulations on your victory, Vince. So I got a question for you. We're asking everybody for week 1 of the ICL. I want to know, we're like a week or 2 into this meta. So what is your favorite Winter Spell card so far?
Oh, it's got to be Snowfort. Specifically because of all the math people weren't doing during the pre-release weekend, and how much I was just like, nope, that has resist, or nope, this actually does do that much damage. It just, a lot of math and a lot of crazy, like, oh man, moments during the pre-release weekend.
Yes. I fell victim to the blunder of that Snowfort a few times. Somebody actually in their pre-release boosters in one of the places I went to, they had pulled 2 of them, and I was like, "This is crazy. What's going on right now?" So, yeah, Snowfort is a popular one, and it's a lot of fun. I cannot wait to start seeing some of these decks that are going to be using it. But you had a chance to play in the ICL, and this is the MadHatters' first season of ICL here on Season 3. So Vince, talk to us about how did your first game on stream go?
It actually went incredibly well. So playing Blurple, I hit ramp both games, which was amazing. It was a very favorable matchup. My opponent was playing Blue Steel Allies, which I believe Blurple is very favored into. Every time he landed Jasmine, I was able to take care of it. I was just drawing well and just did Blurple things. So it was an overall good match.
Good. All right, cool. And I'm taking a look at the list here, and it's funny because in round 1, I'll tell you that having interviewed a few people, and if you're watching it on Wonderland's Twitch as well, you saw that in round 1 we had a bunch of Blurples. That seemed to be the round that everyone wanted to bring the Blurple out in this trios format. But still, even though we're seeing that, we're still seeing some variations in those decks. Now, in your list, some of the things that I noticed that are not in other lists, or that some of the variations is I see that you have 2 Svens, and of note I see no Tigers at all. So I'm curious, what were some of the what was going through your mind as you were deciding like whether it's going to be Sven or what would go in that slot? Like, why was Sven the card that ultimately made your cut?
looking at this, so this list is, I think, 6 to 7 cards off what I took to the DLC. So I didn't want to change it much just because it was working. I made day 2 with it down in Richmond, and looking at Sven, what that's replacing right now is the 4-drop Demona. So I basically just swapped out a 4/6 Challenger 2 with another rushing, evasive, challenging character. So it kind of filled the same niche that I wanted it to fill, and now I'm getting even more Dumbo value out of it.
Oh yeah, I believe they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I believe that's
yeah. So I did highly consider Tigger, but then I was looking at it like I've been on 2 to 3 magical maneuvers at some point throughout Blurple's existence of me playing it. I love that card. I think it's really powerful in this deck. And when I was looking at Tigger, I was just like, I kind of have something that already does what Tigger does. Because Tigger, to me, comes in, he bounces something back, he makes you lose tempo. When I think of magical maneuvers, okay, I tap one of your things, bounce one of my things, which is usually something that has come into play effects, and then I'm attacking the thing I tapped. So you're losing tempo, I'm regaining it when I replay the card to either draw another card if it was the Genie, tap something down if I bounce my Elsa. If I'm bouncing a cat with 3 or 4 cards under it, then I'm just gaining that much more value. I didn't want to lose that, and that was the slot that would have been for the Tigger. So I just wanted to keep testing that, keep relying on the magical maneuvers in the deck.
Yeah, magical maneuvers, it does create some very interesting play lines for you and for your opponent. I say interesting. What I mean is that they probably are going to hate you after you do it to them. But there another card in your deck that we have to talk about, and we're seeing these in droves. Let It Go is back. We see Let It Go back in this deck list. So talk to me about how good did it feel to just fling off some Let It Goes on your opponent?
It feels amazing. Just because using Into the Unknown is so awkward sometimes. Like I've had it to where like I've had to play Elsa, tap it down, use magic maneuvers, tap it down just to Into the Unknown it, and now instead of doing that, I could just pay 5 and get rid of it, or sing 5 and get rid of it. It's still not an early card. Like I don't want to let it go on curve. I don't want to Into the Unknown on curve. I think that's the trap when people pick this deck up for the first time. Like in my opinion, these are my let's do math. These are my 5th through 11th Hades. So yeah. I don't want to play it until I have like 8 or 9 ink in play. Like it's like 6-7 turns into the game, just because I don't want to ramp you, but I want to take care of the things that matter. So I'm trying to challenge early. I'm trying to do cat things early, like keep the board state tension a little back and forth. And then once the ink doesn't matter, well, now those are just kill spells. Or I'm sorry, banish spells.
Thank you. We appreciate that. And when you say doing cat things, I just envision you knocking cups off of like countertops now. So thank you for that visual.
It does feel that way sometimes. I just knock the dice off the cat and like push it to your towards your side.
Yeah, precisely. So, again, Vince, thank you so much. Thank you for taking part in the ICL. Thanks for playing, and congratulations again on your victory. Before I let you go, though, I got to give you the opportunity to give any shout-outs to anybody that you want to let know that that you would not be here if it wasn't for them. So let us know some of those shout-outs and who you want to shout out.
Okay, I can't pick one person. It's got to be everybody in the Delaware community. So the vast majority of the MadHatters and also Incognito, which is partnering with MadHatters right now for this event. We're all from the Delaware area. We're all trying to make each other better. We're all traveling to different events. We'll see anybody at the tournament at Ink next week. Come up to us, say hi. We'll all be wearing jerseys, other MadHatters or Incognito, just trying to grow the community down here and help everybody get better.
That's really the name of I think that's the one thing that makes our community, and I don't want to say it's better than other gaming communities, but I think it is better than other gaming communities. Can confirm. Yeah, there is this genuine desire to bring everybody up, because I think ultimately we also know that like if everyone rises, that the ship rises when the tide's rising up too. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, huge shout out to you and your team, and huge shout out to everybody. So thank you very much, and we will be back with some more ICL interviews.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Splish, who's representing new team in the ICL this season, the Salty Ducks. Splish, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm loving doing these interviews here, and we saw you actually just play against Sploosh Magoo. Unfortunately, he took you down, but you got to play one of the best decks. The Splish got splooshed. I love it.
No.
So you got to play the dogs here. So why bring the dogs? And it looks just like a pretty standard list. I see 3 of the Mickey, which has been gaining popularity. But yeah, why do you like the dogs right now?
Yeah, I mean, I was a big dog believer last set.
Yeah.
The most insane deck, and I really like kind of the high skill ceiling of playing it. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
And just playing a lot of dogs, you know. I got that dog in me.
Love it. And tell me about the Salty Ducks. You guys are new, so I always like to get the newer teams. So just tell me a little bit about them. Where are you guys based out of? What's your story?
Definitely, we're honestly just a couple of guys who play together in the San Diego area. We're in North County, San Diego. We have a pretty solid play group, and over time we just realized that we were doing well in our local area, and we were like traveling a little bit, like up to LA, and we were doing well up there. And I took like the Anaheim Collectors Expo tournament the first weekend of Fabled.
Yep.
And after that, it was like, all right, it's now or never. Let's do it.
Awesome. And tell me, what is your favorite card art in all of Disney Lorcana history?
Ooh, card art? Under the Sea, baby. Let's go.
Under the Sea? Regular or... No, there isn't enchanted. It is just regular, right?
Just regular.
Yeah, just regular. I almost... gotta watch myself there. Yeah. What makes it special to you there?
Oh, man. I mean, the art is great. You got all the characters there together. It's a really fun effect. I mean... Before rotation, I was playing Lemon Lime Discard Under the Sea, and it's just sending everyone to the Shadow Realm. It's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So what are you most excited for about joining the ICL this season?
Oh, I'm excited to just get some high quality games with people from outside of our region, get some good testing in. I feel like it's a good opportunity to try something a little more fringe and in like a competitive environment.
Yeah, awesome. Everybody, this has been Splish representing new team, the Salty Ducks, in ICL Week 2. Until next time.
Shout out to the Ducks.
All right, everybody, I'm here with Cre8 on Select Few, who just came off a big win in ICL Week 2, playing one of the decks he is most famous for, or in the Sapphire Steel. So, Sapphire Steel, you always say it's the best deck, but why is it the best deck in Winterspell?
Yeah, I think for a deck to be one of the best decks is you have to answer the main question. Can this deck beat dogs? Can this deck beat Blurple? And I think this deck can beat both. Yep. I think in both matchups, you could say maybe both those matchups are favored by a little bit points, but I think you can turn the corner when you're on the draw, and into dogs you have these 2-4-6 lines, and into Blurple that are just really good, right? You can go Tinkerbell into dogs or Goliath into Blurple, and then the third best deck in the format is Purple Steel, and I think Purple Steel players have said themselves that Blue Steel could be a rough matchup. Oh, yeah. So with those 3 matchups on lock, I would say maybe Blue Steel isn't one of the best decks, but it's definitely if you can take down those 3 decks, it's a really good deck.
Yeah, and I firmly believe it has one of the most oppressive lines on the play where you just go ramp, Goliath. That is so hard to come back from, and it gives you just so much resources and ink advantage. So having that is just a crazy play. But how are you enjoying the ICL so far? And tell me about Select Few. Where are you guys from, and how'd the team start?
Yeah, so I'm enjoying the ICL Season 3 a lot. It's really cool to be back. We were season 1. We did get a top 8 finish, and so we're back with season 3. We got some new members, some new faces, and I'm actually located from Texas. I do have a couple members here that are in Texas with me, and we have a couple other players that are from around the country, like one of our players, Feli, who's from Puerto Rico, and we have Justice, who is from, if I'm not mistaken, England or
that's
the
correct.
UK.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, it's really cool to have built this community. The select few is just pretty much what people who like to support me. I wanted to just bring people together who just enjoy the content, share ideas to test each other. So we just created this select few community, and that's pretty much what the team is. It's just people who represent the community.
Awesome.
But ICL so far has been awesome. You guys are doing a great job running everything, and it's just so cool to be part of Lorcana, pretty much this Lorcana competitive scene.
Oh yeah, we love it. And before we get out of here, tell me your favorite card art in all of Disney Lorcana.
My favorite card art of all of Disney Lorcana, I would definitely say right now there's 2 cards that are sticking out to me. I don't know if it's just because they got a reprint and I'm playing it again, but I really do like the Let It Go promo. Just for some reason, I've been playing, Let It Go again, Sapphire Steel, and the art just looks really sick. The card just looks really cool, and I would say right now, Spooky Sight has been one of my other favorite cards. Just I like Halloween. I like that the Halloween month, and I think that art it looks really sick. It reminds me of like Kingdom Hearts Halloween Town vibes.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite movies too. So big fan of that. All right, everybody, this is Cre8 from Select Few. Best of luck in the ICL, and we hope to see you keep knocking those wins out.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, everybody, I'm here with Aska, who is representing SLTC and just came off a big win in a Blurple Mirror. Aska, how are you doing today? And could you tell me your favorite Winter Spell card so far?
Hi. Yeah, I'm doing great. Happy about the win. Felt very honored to be the first feature of the season. That was a bit of pressure, but it was good. I enjoyed the game. My favorite Winter Spell card so far is probably Nani Stage Manager.
Okay.
I think that card is very pretty. I like yellow cards.
Yeah.
I like drawing cards. She kind of does all of that.
Yeah.
She's great.
Get me that doc. That's what I always say.
Exactly.
So why did you pick Blurple here today?
Well, I have more cards in the mail, and I have had Let It Goes, which is the only, and Tigers, which are the only new cards I'm playing.
Yep. True that. And I see you packed in...
boring answer, I apologize.
Oh, no problem. And I see you packed in 2 magical maneuvers here, which I don't typically see. Can you explain the thought process there?
I think the deck wants to you want to be able to take out enemy Iagos if they play them out in the mirror, and then maneuvers also functions quite well with you have 1,000,000 ink from your opponent's Let It Goes and you're into the unknowns. So recycling all your cards becomes that much more effective, since before everyone had Let It Goes, it was harder to get value out of the other half, which is picking up your card, not just exerting something. But now you can kind of use both sides more effectively, since on average you'll have 1.5 to 2 more ink.
Got it. And are you excited for Ghent in this upcoming DLC in the next few weeks?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I have been... Yeah, it's gonna rule. It's gonna be crazy that it's a 4,000 person event. I'm excited to see all my friends, and excited to play on Friday, which I'm doing actually, and play some Infinity too. It's actually usually you don't get a dedicated day for side events, but with how they've done the event, I actually get a day for side events, which is cool.
And that is actually really nice, yeah. So I was excited to get to meet you in Bologna. Unfortunately, I won't be at Ghent, so it will be sad to miss you there. But I wish you the best of luck, and thank you for taking the time for this interview today.
Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a good evening.
Thank you. All right, everybody, I'm here with Edge, a.k.a. the SLTC third leg, who is going in to play the third match of the day on Dogs. Dylan, what is your favorite Winter Spell card so far?
Favorite Winter Spell card? Probably Pete, Ghost of Future Past. I think that card is sweet. I'm a pretty big fan of Blue Steel this set. I think that card is really good.
And last set too.
Yeah. Well, and Milwaukee. Like I play.
Yeah.
I've been basically like pre-rotation. I played almost exclusively red purple. Now I've been playing a ton of blue steel. Although I think most people that watch ICL have watched me mostly play dogs. But
yeah, true that. And speaking of dogs, how are you liking the dogs here?
This deck is broken. So even though Pete is my favorite card, Willow is by far. Like I know people will make fun of me because people already have an SLTC Discord that like it's just Amber Sail, and I get that, but Willow is nuts. And I talked about this in our Discord a little bit, is that I think the thing that makes Willow so good is that the deck itself used to just have exponential play lines in terms of like what was good, what was bad. Like there was a lot of different decision making. Willow has streamlined the decisions into like a funnel. Like it is very clear what the best lines are when you're playing Willow, and it's opened up some pretty disgusting lines.
Yeah. Oh, that's excellent. So it's kind of I wouldn't say dumbed down the deck a little, but made it a little
I wouldn't go
easier
that
to pick
far.
up. Yeah.
But I think you can make mistakes and not immediately get punished. Like if you inked the wrong card or quested the wrong thing, or just like you could just instantly lose, and that happened last set at the like in the ICL finals. I quested with a daisy and immediately top deck shift daisy, and if I didn't quest with that daisy, I just win the game. But because I didn't, or because I did quest with it and he killed it and I top deck shift lady, I lost on the spot. And I think Willow opens up the ability to play ladies easier because you don't need 5 ink.
Yep.
You can have it on 4. I think it opens up easier tramp lines. Like I think it's just I won't go as far as to say it's dumbed it down, because it's still very easy to suck at this deck, and I probably still suck at this deck. But it is definitely a little more streamlined.
Got it. Well, thank you for taking the time to come and explain dogs a little bit and share your favorite winter spell card, Willow and Pete of Christmas Past. And good luck to you today.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, everybody. I'm here at the ICL with Fumbles representing SLTC. Now we're doing these quick 2-minute interviews with as many players as we can get. So Fumbles, what is your favorite card from Winter Spell?
My favorite card from Winter Spell. Oh my goodness, on the spot, you couldn't even give me a heads up on this one.
No heads up here.
My favorite card is going to be. I've fallen in love with Raging Storm after testing it for a bit. So let's go with Raging Storm.
Yeah.
We're back, baby.
I was prepared. I was prepared to hear that answer. As you said it too. It's just it's such a wonderful reminder of the good old Ruby Sapphire days. So why are you bringing this zesty seasoning build for week 1 of the ICL here today?
So my 2 fellow teammates were only able to play the 2 other decks I had built.
I see.
So I had Blue Steel built for a while. I think the deck is very good. I think that you have a lot of tech options, and you get to play 2 really good cards. One being Angel, and then the other being Scuttle. And I like Scuttle a lot right now. So
perfect. And how are you liking he hurled his Thunderbolt in a 4-of?
So I think it has to be a 4-of because this deck goes straight to 4. So you have all your 2-cost ramps, and you could shift on 2, and like with the Jasmine and sing Thunderbolt. So you have all the tools to make it a really good card in this deck. It being uninkable doesn't really matter too much because you have like all your things that could help you cycle out your uninkables. So Thunderbolt, good. Strength is kind of like one of those cards that people like or don't like in this kind of deck. I think it's one of those things that even hitting like an Iago or just hitting something for 2 and then punching it is still good enough to run strength.
Perfect. All right, Fumbles, good luck in your round today, and hopefully you'll get a victory. Thanks for coming out to this first interview. Have a good one.
Thank you, bud. You as well.
Hey, everybody. I'm here with Brian representing Team Triad, who just came off a big win in ICL Week 2 playing Emerald Sapphire, and he got the win against the Dogs, which is typically a tougher matchup. So that must be pretty exciting. Like, you see that, you probably don't want to be like, oh, I wish I got something else, but you managed to pull out the win, and yeah. So why,
yeah, man,
why
was...
bring the Emerald Sapphire even today? We got like 3 better decks, I'd say, but
I'll be totally honest. This is the first set. I've just been very focused on a different card game, and coming back from Las Vegas for that.
Yeah.
This is the first set since I started playing that I have not cracked any product for.
Oh,
so
wow.
I wasn't exactly supposed to be playing today. However, one of our teammates just had a baby.
Yeah.
2 are on business trips. I got asked to kind of sub in, and I was like, hey, if you guys are cool with set 10 cards, then, but just, I think it was more of a comfort pick. It's what I took to Richmond. It's what I day 2'd on. I had it pretty much built, made some minor adjustments to include like the ink geyser in case I ran into Blurple or the mirror. And we pulled the bend to my will out. But beyond that, not too much has changed. Again, no new cards. Haven't delved too much into this set. However, still very enjoyable. And that's kind of where we're at. As you mentioned, I didn't really care to see the dogs getting flipped on me, especially being on the draw.
Right.
But we managed to pull it out.
Yeah, sometimes Emerald Sapphire can just do Emerald Sapphire stuff, and there's nothing you can really do. Dogs in similar positions. These Emerald decks got these crazy starts, but
yeah. And then hitting the John Silvers was absolutely big for me. The Hades to tuck the Lilo away, keep it from recurring onto the battlefield. So, everything worked out in my favor this time.
And final question, what's your favorite card art in all of Disney Lorcana history?
Oh, man. I'm going to be honest. I got to go to the Festival of the Arts at Epcot a few times, actually, because I live in Florida.
Yep.
But they had the iconic Mickey and Minnie kind of banner, I guess, right there, and you could take pictures with it. I happen to have pulled a iconic Mickey out of a Walmart pack.
Amazing.
I think it is an absolutely beautiful card. I got it graded. It's sitting over here in that drawer. So
you're interested
I think
in getting
it's
rid of it, let me know. I'm looking for one.
It's a BGS 10. They stiffed me on the black label, so it's a 10, 10, 10, 9.5.
Yeah.
But,
centering, I'm guessing?
Yeah, centering.
They're
on
real
the
hard
back.
on that back centering.
Real hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, the iconic Mickey is, I still think, probably the nicest looking iconic to date. And I think that's between the printing stopping for Fabled and just people realizing like the art is truly iconic.
Yeah.
I think the price will continue to drive up a little bit, and the art is just beautiful.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Sploosh, welcome back to Lorcana, and what a big
Thank
win
you.
for you and the Team Triad.
Absolutely.
Hope to continue
And then,
your wins.
if you don't mind, quick shout out to
yeah,
Team
of course.
Triad and the team. Everybody's been really busy, with life, as I mentioned, but being able to come together once a week, be able to talk about the shared passion, and obviously get to showcase that and have you guys, both judges, casters, a lot of putting all this work behind the scenes is absolutely huge. It's kind of what keeps this community going, especially with all this downtime in between major events. So I just want to say thank you, and thank you to the team.
Perfect. Awesome. Great having you on here, and good luck next round.
I appreciate it, brother.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Daniele representing World Class Cards in the first week of ICL. And to start off with, what is your favorite winter spell card?
My favorite winter spell card is Tigro.
And why is that?
I love Tigro because it's such a cool tempo card that can be played in purple decks, and it has a lot of cool application, both in purple steel, both in Blarpole, and it's a very cool card that you can use to gain value or to tempo off your opponent. And I love this kind of card that is interactive. It's like an option, okay? So I love having option in my deck, so I love this kind of card.
Got it. And for week 1, I see you decided to bring dogs, specifically the Tiago list. Why have you decided to play that, and how have you been enjoying it?
I decided to play dogs because I'm not very a good dog player, and I want to improve myself playing dogs, and I want to understand the weak point of the deck because I'm not very aggro guy, so I need to understand which is the weakness of the deck. So I need to see from my perspective what the decks can do and what deck struggles against. So I need to practice a lot of dogs, and I will try to play dogs a lot to see if it's a good call for the upcoming DLC event that I'm attending, or if I need to swap like decks that fit more inside my playstyle.
Yeah, well said. I think a lot of people can learn a lot about their own deck by playing other decks because you can definitely see the weaknesses and the weak points when they don't make the optimal play lines. You can kind of read their hands a lot better. So it's very good to master all the decks, as they say. So, well, congrats on your week 1 win, starting WCC off undefeated so far, and good luck in the rest of the tournament.
Thank you. Good luck for all my team and all my teammates. Let's see that this time we need to do better than the other ones.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Bye now.